The original series was a bit before my time, so I'm just going to treat this series as its own thing. Netflix's Carmen Sandiego is an animated series about titular character Carmen, a trained thief who races around the globe to stop the evil organization Vile. Subtle name, I know. She's assisted by her friends Player, Ivy, and Zack. Carmen may be a thief, but she's actually a hero. She uses her skills to steal back valuables taken by Vile. Though despite her good nature, Carmen is being chased by Interpol agents Chase and Julia, who are my favorite characters in the whole show. They have a really fun dynamic. Anyways, Carmen is also being pursued by an organization called Acme, but that's a bit later in the series. Was that a lengthy explanation? Well, that's pretty much my main problem with this show. There's a lot going on and it takes a while for everything to get explained. The first half of the show is exposition. It's all interesting, but there's a lot of story to keep track of. If young kids are the target audience for this series, I don't think they'd understand all the story. It almost seems like the different plots won't even merge, but by the end of the series, they actually do. And once all the exposition is over, the show becomes a really fun action series. Each episode has Carmen and crew in a new location fighting against a specific Vile operative. And it's always really cool and interesting. The villains are great, and the locations they choose are great. And that's what makes the show work so well. So much of it is just cool. The art style, the characters, the set pieces. You always want to see what they'll do next, and each episode is better than the last. I think just the fact that the series is about a cool female lead makes it worth watching. We don't get enough of that at all. I love the idea of exploring the world. It allows each episode to have its own aesthetic and scenario that always feels fresh. Plus, as a callback to the original series, there's always a brief educational segment about where in the world they're going to visit. The show has a really neat art style, if you couldn't already tell, and my favorite thing about it is the lighting and backgrounds. It helps each location really feel like a new location. Plus the character designs are nice and varied too. There's a lot of great cultural representation. While the actual movement of the animation can be sort of stiff sometimes, the overall style makes up for that. There's just some awesome shots throughout the series too. I'd also say the writing isn't specifically the best, especially the humor. There's just a lot of one-liners and kid-friendly jokes that don't always land, but they aren't cringeworthy or anything. I also noticed the music throughout the series is pretty great too. It really adds to all the scenes and is always themed around the location. So if you can endure the abundance of exposition, there's a really unique action show here. Plus, the series ends on a genuinely good twist that leaves me wanting so much more. This series reminds me a lot of the Sly Cooper video games, which were a huge part of my childhood. I'm not sure if Carmen took direct influence from those games, but anything that can remind me of Sly in a positive way is something great. They both got thievery, cool villains, cool art, and cool locations from around the globe. Thievery is such a cool concept in general, I wish more cartoons played with it. It just must be hard to write thief characters who are also good guys. An unrelated mention, this show seems like something that would have been on the Hub back in the day. I can see this airing right alongside My Little Pony and Dan Vs. But anyways, I hope you check out the series if you're interested. Netflix has been doing a really good job with some of its recent animated series, so I'm excited to see what they'll do next. And hopefully this is getting a second season. I don't think it's been confirmed yet, but it totally deserves one. If you enjoyed this video of mine, please feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to know when I post a new video. Thanks for watching!